How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting. Welcome back to Chuusotsu. My voice is feeling a little better, but I'm still coughing a little bit, so bear with me there. But last time we were here, we are seeing the girls once again doing the repeating, trying to solve the issues they're having with the soul device. Specifically, they need to answer the question correctly, and possibly figure out how they synchronized. But what we were seeing mostly is Arara and Arara. Man, their names are so similar. Arue and Arara. Both kind of having a fission between them. A fissure, not fission. Fission would be them smashing together. No, not yet, mate. Maybe later. Maybe the smashing will come. But right now we're talking about the fissure, a divide between them. And Arara is trying to write her thoughts down on paper because her words continually fail her. Just as the clock's hand was approaching noon, Arara's battle had gone all morning. She wasn't used to writing letters. She wasn't used to sincerity. In retrospect, her life had always been intimate with gratitude, but had no relationship with sincerity. Maori Sugawa Arara, 15 years old. She had soon turned 16. Were the world's 16-year-olds always secure with their acquaintances? Or were they more like her, sealing away their feelings of gratitude within their shyness? She didn't know. Perhaps it was because she had been separated from the politics of her own class. She was the equivalent of a toddler when it came to interpersonal skills. Without saying a word, she balled up the letter and threw it away. The wastebasket next to her desk resembled one you'd find in the house of a struggling novelist. Aww. She leaned back in her chair. Yeah, that's the problem with copying other people's style. It never feels authentic. She knew her own writing to be fabricated. Fabrications could be used in articles to create an amusing satire. But Arara wasn't looking for satire. She was serious about this. Cough drop. Her words reflected her meaning, so it wasn't too surprising that she would feel emptiness from them. She ruffled her own hair. She felt helpless, angry at herself, and then... Uh-oh.
Arue-san,
come on, just talk. Arara called after her from the outside of the door. She put away her letter writing equipment and let her in. Sure. Hey, see, those are the things that get you in trouble. She looked at the clock. It was 2 minutes before noon.
Koiro-sanと一緒にリビングで待ってる。Arueさんも準備ができたら来て。
She left the room. She stayed for about 30 seconds. Yeah, I kind of miss the old her. They sat around the table. Today they meant business, hence the lack of any snacks. There were no demands for philosophy, or any demands to get on topic either. They just piled on words one after another, and if they were building a tower of coins, with timid hands they carefully brushed against the surface of their own hearts. A considerable amount of time had passed. As a change of pace, she put the meeting on hold and excused herself. Her sigh reverberated in the clean, empty streets. This was the third day of their second run-through. It seemed clear that the final day would only see a repeat of their previous failure. They had no flashes of inspiration for the synchronization. She'd grown restless, which left her unable to focus on the meeting. Arara herself found it hard to believe, but this wasn't a result of lacking synchronization. It's like being trapped in your own mind. She felt her life coming to a halt. Gosh darn it. See, this is something I can kind of sympathize with. This is something I very much do not empathize with very well. Because the one thing that I've always had going for me is words. I feel like I typically know what to say. There are a few times where things were so bad or so crazy that I didn't know what to say. But oftentimes in those situations, not saying anything, but just being there was enough. I don't know. I've definitely never been truly shy. Like, I'll avoid talking to people sometimes just because I just don't want to deal with people. But, like, I'm not shy. Like, I never have any trouble expressing myself. In fact, I tend to express myself too much. It can be a little overbearing sometimes. So, like, I can kind of understand that this is a real struggle that people really go through, but it's one I've never really had. That's true, you haven't thought about that in a while. That was supposed to be her objective. She thought it would be fine to just keep a neutral attitude towards her roommates. Even if they ended up hating her, it'd be fine as long as she didn't interfere with her future plans. She felt differently now. Her head was filled with regret over what she said to Arara. She turned her smartphone, hoping it would take her mind off things. She fired up Tweener. Her followers had increased to 10. Whoa! Actually, it's pretty good for one post. Part of it was because her first followers shared her picture with the nice guy. But in reality, the biggest reason was simply because she had started posting more shouts and followed other users. Uh-oh, she's starting on the spiral of social media. Just then, Alice Maddock has tweeted, boy a Chan 315 3 hours ago. The wrath of God has fallen upon the store that stopped our meat Jenga, lol. Wait, what? There was an image attached. In front of the store entrance was plastered with meat. Oh gosh. Alice Maddock, 20 seconds ago. This is an obstruction of business. Unforgivable. Fast breeder reactor at Chuusotsu, 12 minutes ago. Playing with your food, huh? Well, you pretty much branded yourself as unmarked. Huge chainmail at Chain H, 26 minutes ago. Tweentard alert. Oshiniro Oroshi at Oroshi 31 minutes ago. Pro tip, crawl back into your father and reevaluate your life. Oh, dang. They don't even say like the mom. Like, go back to your dad. Dang. Ooh. The comments kept pouring in. She wanted to shout something about it now. It would mean interacting with other people, but she was already starting to get used to shouting. Miyasa at Go for Synchrono at Miyasa. I saw those people building their meat Jenga. I was there. They seemed like bad people and fought with the employees. She shouted that out. She made herself seem like an informant. She didn't feel any indignation, nor did she desire repentance. She probably just wanted to be involved. Her worries, and that feeling of hitting a dead end. Perhaps by pointing out people who seemed to be in a tighter spot than she was, Arara was trying to dull her own pain. Well, that's cyberbullying. Hence her thoughtless shout. It was a knee-jerk type of reaction. In response, Alice Maddock at Alex Maddock 40 seconds ago, at Miyasa. You have to report them to the police right away. Good luck, Miyasa. Fast breeder reactor at Kosoku. Miyasa, let's show these foolish unmarked boys the true judgment of God. Okay. Huge chainmail at Chain H. Miyasa. In before these tweentards die an idiotic death. Ishino Orisho. And Miyasa. Oh, leave it all to the invader to have the latest information. Wait, leave it to an invader? What? Other people's shouts burst into her feet like crashing waves. As Arue hadn't put much thought into her shout, she wasn't expecting this level of reaction. Continuing on. Alice Maddock, 1 minute ago. Miyasa, check this out. It uses an old tree style format, but I heard it's to make it easier to debate. Seems like they're looking for information in the thread at the top. A link was attached to the shout. Arara jumped over to the other site, wanting to flee the sudden torrent of attention she found herself on in the center of. The site she ended up at was a tree-styled message board. Is that supposed to be like 4chan or more like Reddit? effectively kind of the thing. I'm guessing. I'm more familiar with Reddit. I've never really used 4chan, but I think I've seen screenshots of it. So. Unmarked watchers BBS. Oh snap! Message board rules. Yeah, this does sound like a Reddit. Just look like the first thread. Thread 104. Tweentard Police 24-hour file 33. Number 1. The tweentard that plastered meat all over the door of the fast food restaurant. Date, blah 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 blah, name, blah blah blah. We believe that our wise residents are already aware of this tweentard's case, therefore we shall not attach a URL. The fact that this tweentard is a minor who does not possess a seal, i.e. a Chuusotsu, or perhaps Kousotsu, is clear. What's a Kousotsu? I don't remember them talking about Kousotsu. Currently in Japan, there are about 100,000 people who are not certified by the P3 law. If you include potential unmarked persons, this number would likely be multiplied several times over. Several 100,000 compared to Japan's total population of 30 million. There shouldn't be anyone on this board who fails to recognize the danger inherent in this ratio. Even though they are not getting stipends, the persons can still obtain money. They leech off their parents, they leech off the local government, they reduce themselves to rodents to keep themselves alive, but as they have no sense of pride, they feel no qualms about living in this manner. Ouch. It's not an insult for our forebears who gave us the concept of jobs, thus removing all the flawed practices from past fields of work. These unmarked persons are like the grasshopper from a certain well-known fable, feeding off the scraps left by us good citizens, sneering at us from their own comfort. As mentioned before, as they possess no pride, they have no plans in their future, and prioritize fleeting pleasures, they are the type of creature that enjoys foolish exploits such as plastering meat on a fast food restaurant. Hang on. Doesn't this seem not very fair, though? I mean, especially these three, at least the girls that we're following. Well, I mean, we don't know for sure Arara, but I'm pretty sure for her, they didn't want to be Chuusotsu. It was things that happened in their lives that were beyond their control that led them to being Chuusotsu. And now they're struggling to get out of that. Moreover, like, we've seen that the mental capacities of people who do not have seals are very severely limited. So how is somebody with a very limited and hindered intelligence level, strength, and endurance supposed to just rise up and become something greater? I mean, obviously it's probably possible, but the way this message board is presenting these ideas is really interesting because they're taking a very stark approach to it. I think it's very similar to how some approach people who are homeless, like the homeless crises. Some people are just like, oh, they're just being lazy. They don't take jobs. They just take a stipend from the government. It's like, well, that's not really the case. A lot of times, almost there's a great percentage. I'm guessing probably 60% of homeless people have mental disorders that just make it so that they have a really hard time communicating and keeping jobs and holding things down because there's a chemistry imbalance in their brain. How are they supposed to solve that if they don't have a job to pay for the medicine they need? I don't know. It's a vicious cycle. And it's so easy to just carpet a bunch of people as freeloaders just because they don't work and seem to get by okay compared to you. But there's rarely something that simple. What do you citizens think? Will you mock the foolish acts of these foolish people and leave it for someone else to resolve? Will you dismiss it as adventures restricted to the fantasy realm known as the internet? This is neither fiction nor is it happening on some faraway planet. Let us think about what we can do. Let us think about our future. Let us young people be wary of these unmarked youths. Us intelligent people should give thanks to the wisdom of our forebears and decide how to proceed. See, it's just a generalization. We do not need any spectators. Open yourselves for all to see.
Huh? Nante?
She could only read the first 2 lines. Aww. There's no way she could understand it, but she could grasp the gist of it. Removal, exclusion, each of those words had a negative connotation to them. Well, of course they did. Arara too was one of those unmarked persons from the forum that held so much contempt. Alex-matic, do you see in the message board? It looks like they're looking for information on the first thread. You're gonna become a hero. Alex-matic, best of luck. Posting on Reddit is a little scary the first time. The debate was already well underway. Their heated discussions had been started by a registered user known as Albendo. The structure of the tree-style BBS like this required the user to first register. Everyone posted lengthy messages. They were all dead and serious. Arara lacked the intelligence, determination, and state of mind to post anything on this forum. She hesitated, having the instantaneous urge to please her followers, and as a result, Miasa, asthmatic, I'm sorry, I have craft school right now. She fled. She hid behind an obvious lie as a means of defense. She felt the faint desire to appease them, but instead chickened out, choosing to evade the issue without thinking. Asthmatic. Oh, craft school, I see. Guess there's no helping that. She stopped messaging Arara after that. The users either lost interest or figured it was a false lead and didn't say anything either. And even then, she thought this was for the best. If she had tried to jump into the BBS, she would have definitely slipped up. They would have figured out she didn't have a seal from her comment and chosen a choice of words. Once that happened, she was positive she'd become their new punching bag. She'd die. Aww. She'd die 1,000 times over. No, don't run away. This was seriously depressing, man. Despite this, she decided to open up the anti-unmarked website again. Maybe she just wanted to take a look at something scary? They lack the ability to conform to society. The moment they fail their compatibility examination, they've already shown deficiencies in their own humanity. Ow! We should identify them as soon as possible. She slowly put her smartphone away. She could only read bits and pieces of their arguments. However, that still gave her a good enough idea. Even though she should have stopped, Arara fired up her smartphone again. This didn't really concern her, but she started wobbling like an air-peeled punching bag. One could call this form of egotism. And so she enjoyed her afternoon like that. She'd made no progress today either. No reading her synchronization or her letter. Oh, that night. It's like, it's a lot of interesting stuff we talk about, but I feel like we're going nowhere.
Arue? Arue, まだ起きてたんだ.
Koiro, coming from out for some water, called out to her.
はい。ちょっと手紙で行き詰まっちゃって、場所変えれば気分も変わってうまくいくかなって。そっか。まだできてなかったんだね。一応何通か最後まで書いたのはあるんですけど。読んでもいいかな。
Ara's embarrassment made her hesitate. However,
そうですね。客観的な意見をもらった方がいいのかな。それじゃあ早速。
Alright, come on, let's see if Koiro can help. Kind Koiro. By the time Arara tried to stop her, Koiro had already opened the letter.
読むね。
Koiro looked down at the letter. Arara rubbed her legs together, glancing at Koiro with a reddened face. Almost as if a love letter she'd written was being read out by the person who was addressed to. Though Arara herself had no experience with a romantic relationship, she imagined it must have felt a lot like this.
読み終わったよ。ごめんね。時間かかっちゃって。どうでした？まず最初の背景ってどういう意味なの？
She never read a letter before?
意味ですか？それはなんとなくいろんなサイトを見てよく使われていたから。決まり文句みたいなものなのかな。それで言葉としての意味は？それはわからないです。それじゃあ次に言葉遣いなんだけど、我々のとか奮闘しておりましたがとか。でも丁寧に書かないと誠意が伝わらないと思って。
That's the opposite. You missed the point. Koiro cupped her own chin with her fingers.
誠意って そういうのなのかな?
Aww. I mean, it seems so obvious, but I mean, like, I think she just needs to figure that out, that sincerity comes from the heart. That's when you use your words. And that is kind of true. Like, a lot of people do struggle with speaking, or they don't feel confident in speaking or sharing their thoughts, but sincerity goes a long way, and it can overcome a lot of barriers, like inexperience, lack of intelligence, or even lack of writing ability. When it comes to interpersonal stuff, just sending something, writing something, even if it's an email or something, it can make a big difference.
私の教官、いろいろ教えてくれた人が言ってたんだ。柳は緑、花は紅。いろんなものにはそれぞれ個性があって、草やお花はいつもあるがままの姿で生きてる。でも、それが一番綺麗だよねっていう言葉なんだって。
That is a pretty cool saying, actually.
あるがままですか。うん。あるがまま。だからアルエも、インターネットとかをお手本にしないで、素の自分を手紙にした方がいいと思う。お花みたいに。
Exactly.
あれ？そういえば、私もドレスのお姉さんに同じようなこと言われたな。
I forgot about the whole breast touching part of the last episode.
素の私。それじゃあ、私は寝るね。アルエも無理しないで。あ、はい。おやすみなさい。
So it's Koiro's turn tomorrow, right? Even after Koiro returned to her room, Arara kept thinking. Her natural self, in the living room at midnight. The clock's hand made the time progress with its usual tick-tocks. The refrigerator maintaining its constant low hum. They were faint, barely audible sounds. Her natural self. She blended in. She faded into the background, just like the Arara of the past would do. However, she certainly existed now. She stubbornly refused to stop breathing. Her own self. Marisugawa Arara. No matter how much time would pass, it would not change. Suddenly, she felt herself relax. Without much thought, her pen began to move.
そうなると、まず便箋である必要があるのかな?
She thought for a few seconds, then decided to stop using that paper. After all, letters didn't have to be written using letter paper. Philosophy. This was very close to philosophy. It's actually true. The night passed on. In the living room the next morning, Koiro finished preparing her morning training and stepped into the living room. She stood stock still in the middle of the room. Aww. Remnants of a midnight snack. A drink from staying awake. Sleeves stained black with ink. Arara sat there with her head down on the table as the gentle rays of the morning sun washed over her, breathing softly as she slept.
これって
It was a letter addressed to Arara. It didn't conform to the definition of a letter one would find in a dictionary, but it was definitely Arara's letter.
すごくアルエらしい。
Yeah.
すごいね、アルエ。たった一晩であれだけのことで自分らしさにたどり着けるなんて。
I was half surprised that it's not like a comic strip of some
自分って
kind.
いうものを持ってるんだね。
I'm sorry, I keep talking over Koiro. She has a very methodical speech pattern.
お疲れ様。
She was smiling. Arara's room. Did she get carried there? She slowly opened her eyes. Jump. Oh man, it's not exactly what happened to her, but like, have you ever had that? Because I've had the time where like I fell asleep in an unfamiliar place, She can have the experience of waking up somewhere else. I don't know if I've had that really happen beyond like being in a surgery and going under anesthesia, but I have had the waking up in a dark place that I like normally don't sleep in and having that like miniature panic attack where you're not sure where you are. Next to her pillow was an object. Above it there was a small note. She must have carried Arara back to her room. She would never say why, but sometimes Koiro could be really strong. Yeah, she rolled herself up in a blanket. Why not just hand it to her, slip it under her door? It was all well and good that she finally wrote it, but how was she supposed to hand it over? But there were some definite changes. The way she addressed Arara, her indifferent attitude. She seemed to be avoiding actual interaction as well. Yes, she got off her bed. As she did... What? She wobbled. She felt lightheaded. However, it was time to take action. She was used to this. Her main reason for becoming a Chuusotsu, her illness. She experienced far worse things than back when she was hospitalized. So she leapt into action. There was no one in the living room. It was like an empty shell. Instead, she found a second note on the table. Arara placed a large envelope in her bag, which she then swung over her shoulder. Finally, she inhaled a single breath. You're gonna go find her, huh? Wow, that's brave. At noon, on the city streets. This is the most populated area of town. Unsure of what to do, she kept toying around with her smartphone, as if by habit. Driven by the same force of habit, she opened up Twitter. She pulled up the search window. Even I thought I was reading that part. She searched for weird and nutcase Masakiri, Masa, 20 minutes ago. Gathered around the bowling alley here near Rake Town. There's a nutcase of a girl in a weird costume asking people about falling apostles or something. Lol. Seriously? There's no way you'd be able to pull up the information that well. Arara's desire to find her suddenly plummeted. She felt like she shouldn't just leave her alone either. This place is dangerous. Go somewhere else. Why am I climbing? Because I'm doing repair work on the bowling alley. Much more importantly, you're in the way of my work, so go away. Oh, please. Them's the rules. If you want to go bowling, then do it after the construction is done.
Arue, 来てくれたんだね。その説はどうも。ってそんなことよりもまた最初はいつもみたいに暇そうな人に声かけてたんだけど。まだ社会人の皮をかぶるか。世界統括者の手先め。
What do you want? Can't you see we're working here?
痛いだけならまだしも、すっごく迷惑かけてるじゃないですか。仕事中の人に声をかけるのはまずいよって言ったんだけど、このボーリング場は鉄塔も近いし、それに
not good. She pointed up.
あのボーリングのピンの看板が電波を中継してるって。だからどうしても中に入らせろって。
I think we need to take the fairest approach to this. Like, you just need to learn to speak her language and like figure out like ways to help maneuver her out of bad places.
モノハンの病気ですか、あの子は。
Yeah, she touched her own forehead and shook her head.
ファックなおじさんね。二元地獄に落ちるがいい。
One thing to see it in type, but she actually said it too. Good grief.
おや、アルエさん。ご機嫌うるわしゅ。
Yo, you stop that.
これっぽっちもうるわしくないですよ。何やってんですか、働くおじさんに迷惑かけて。迷惑はこっちのセリフ。あのおじさんは救世主たるアララの足止めをする悪い使徒である。悪い人より目先のサイコさんの方が地域社会の癌ですから。あなたのこと噂になってましたよ、ツイッターで。
Alright, you were really not good at apologizing.
ツイッター。アルエさんはいつも仮想現実の話ばかり。仮想じゃないですから、これ思いっきり現実ですから。
She kind of has a point though, like, it's not like it really means much in real life. I mean, especially not in this world.
さあ、早く場所移動しますよ。ここに溜まってたら画像付きで世界にシェアされかねません。いや。はい？アララは絶対諦めない。ちょっと待ってください。今耳かっぽじりますから。
Wiggle, wiggle.
はい、どうぞ。ワンスモア。アララは絶対諦めない。
Boom. An imaginary set of words towered behind her.
あなたね。
Aw, come on.
というか、むしろアルエさんこそアララに協力する立場なのでは。協力って、ものには限度って言葉を知らないんですか。こちらアララ、協力を要請する。嫌です。
The two of them glared at each other.
おろ。あのさ、アララはどうしてもボーリング場に入りたいんだよね。おじさんを突破してでも。その通り。でも、それってどういう意味があるのかな。実を言うと、私もわからないんだけど、それが納得できるようなら、アルエも協力してくれるんじゃないかな。ね、アルエ。説明は不要。それはダメだよ。人に迷惑かかることなんだし。アララにはアララ独自の研究に基づく根拠があるから。でもそれを教えてくれなきゃわかんないよ。そのノートに書いてあるんじゃないですか。
Oh, why would you say that? It was obviously her personal. The black notebook that contained all of Arara's research. She held it in her hands.
これはマルヒ超秘密のやつだからダメ。
She hurriedly hugged it to herself. Arara felt a prick in her heart. She knew what was written in there.
何意地悪なこと言ってるの？私こんなことしに来たわけじゃないのに。
Come on. She found herself disgusted by her own pettiness. And then... Oh, so that's what it is. Should have every right to... That I have every right to read it. Yoink. Are you serious? Are you serious? He snatched it away from her. What's this? It's a picture diary. I've been wondering what this wasn't just seeing a high and mighty attitude of yours, but... God almighty. Still, this is bad. You got some unique drawing skills, girl. Huh? What's this? April 15th? I ate a barbecue with the others. We had some nice food at McDonald's. Huh. You sound like you're having fun. Arara turned beet red right up to her ears. Come on. Come on, do something. Let me read a little more. I hate being this guy. April 16th, we spent a day at the amusement center. Fallen Apostles 7, humans 2. This is all Greek to me, but don't you guys have school? She jumped up, trying to snatch the book away. Flip, flip. April 17th. Miss Arara seemed tired. Miss Koiro said we should let her sleep. Oh, I'll consider it. Maybe I'll even shed a tear or two over here. Totally. Come on, stop him. She jumped higher. Flop. She fell down on her face. Hey, are you alright? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make fun of you. Bull crap! He returned it to Arara. Well then, I've got work to do. I'm a happy workman, yes sir. He escaped into the building.
Arara, Arue ga torikaeshite kureta yo.
She remained silent, just lying there like a dead frog. And then... She fled back up and brushed off the dirt from her clothes. Oh, it's so painfully her defense, but at the same time, it's like, you just want to give her a hug and just let life move forward. Arara. Arara knew. That was the real notebook. It detailed high-quality research information before turning into a picture diary. Koiro was also a Chuusotsu, so her intuition told her the same thing. They hesitated, wondering how they should console her. However... she acted indifferently, as if nothing had happened. Arara couldn't understand it. Not one bit. To the point she felt lonely. At least. Yes, at the very least. Ooh, hang on, Arara. What are you doing here? This is fascinating. She turned around. Why? And left. Squeeze. Oh. I don't like it. I thought they were going somewhere. Arara left too. No, you guys need to work this out. No, that wasn't quite right. You're doing a good job, Koiro. She walked through the busy streets. She had her feelings sealed up in a bag, unable to convey them. She saw nothing but the smiling faces of the people passing by. And she suddenly felt the urge to climb onto the roof. Much like how these nameless strangers in the crowd passed her by without so much of a glance. Their hearts, too, passed mercilessly by each other. She wanted to flee from reality. She needed the rooftop. Grabbing hold of her bag, she resisted her desires. Why couldn't she live her life more skillfully? Why did everyday life, which others effortlessly navigate through, feel like such a colossal challenge to her? It's funny because so many of us have those days. I mean, thankfully most of us only have them every once in a while. But haven't we all felt that at one point or another? If not feeling it right now, like you're like a ghost passing through the lives of other people. That like your burdens seem insurmountable, and yet you're hardly able to define them at the same time. And to be able to like look around and feel like everyone else has got their stuff together. And the funny thing is that they don't. Like I think I can't remember what they call it, but it's a discussion about the idea of like how like people, social media enhances depression and depressed thoughts, because when we look at social media we see people posting the best parts of their lives. Like they're going to show pictures of them with their families, or doing something cute, or eating some good food, or sharing like big life moments that are meaningful to them. But the thing is, in social media we tend to omit the darker sides of our own lives. And so if you use social media as your gauge of communicating with people, you're getting a skewed idea of what life's really like. And it could actually be detrimental to you and to me, because it can convince us that our lives aren't as good because we have troubles and everyone else doesn't seem to. But they do. We're all only human. This weighed on Arara's mind, both now and in the past. She looked up. Saw a multi-purpose building. She could see the emergency stairway leading to the rooftop. Don't do it. Don't do it. You promised. Up here she goes. Animated. Oh, it's the memory again. A scream, and then came release. Marisugara Arara at 13 years of age. Several months had passed since her first escape from reality. The season passed from spring to summer. It was almost time for summer vacation. To Arara, the roof had become the only place where she could show off the unknown something called her own self. This was the place closest to peace, the place furthest from change, her safety zone. She had obtained a safe zone known as the rooftop. Even so, her position in life had yet to change. When she got back to class, the extent of her existence was merely to ornament the lively chatter of the others. Every place aside from the rooftop and back to the school building belonged to others. It wasn't where she belonged. At times she experienced a feeling of suffocating oppression, as well as the sensation of being less than air. No way! I slept through the whole thing? Why was she here? Wow, that's a bummer. Yesterday's episode was crazy good too. Why was she here? Going to the pool for kids! The beach is where it's at. Let's go to the beach. Why? Oh, we should totally invite some of the girls along too. Why? You came up with it, so you go ask them. Why was she here? She knew why. Because she was a middle schooler. Because she was in the middle of her mandatory education. Because it was mandated by law. The seal on her right hand was keeping her existence in place. If only I didn't have it, she nearly blurted out, but stopped herself short. If she said anything that rebellious, the alert system and the nanomachines might have reacted. Ooh, I didn't know it was that oppressive. It might hurt her chances during the compatibility examination. If that happened, then all her plans for the future might go to waste. She would become a nuisance for her family. Welcome home, Ari. Mari Saragua. Mari Sugawa, Arara's mother, welcomed her daughter home, propped herself up against the wall in a fit of coughing.
ダメだよ。ちゃんと寝てなきゃ。
You're right. She coughed and coughed. Wow, it's like my life. Except I think she's got a much more serious condition. I just had a cold. A blue vein popped up in her forehead as she began to sweat profusely from the pain. Sheesh. Sounds like she has like pneumonia or tuberculosis. Her face twisted in anguish, becoming almost monstrous. Her throat would clog up, causing her to start choking. Drool began to puddle up around the floor. Fetch! Dude, get to the hospital! That violent wheezing even filled Arara with fear. Mari Sugawa Arara rubbed the back of her curled-up mother. Her hand felt the solid bumps of her mother's spine. This lasted for several minutes, or several dozen during some of her longer episodes. She was told not to request any emergency aid unless she had a coughing fit that lasted for an hour or so. Fetch! Really? Thanks. I'm okay now. Arara had heard from the emergency ward that her mother's bronchial tube was genetically defective. Oh. As a result, these kinds of episodes would happen around twice a month. This was Mari Sugawa Arara's everyday life. Wow. Wow. After moving to the floor, Arara's mother raised her voice in joy. Ari, you've gotten even better at drawing these. God, this is depressing. Sure it is. Your mangas are really interesting. You said your friends come up with the story, right? Indeed. Mari Sugawa Arara told her mother about her writer. She didn't know why. Maybe it was just a white lie to put her mother at ease. Or perhaps she was trying to act tough, suppressing a part of herself that her mother didn't know about. Aw, Chika. Chika's a great character. She's probably my favorite character from the season of anime. Which, by the way, we will absolutely be reviewing when the season ends, because I got a lot of cool stuff to talk about for this one. I have to say, this Chika is quite amazing, too. Her mother broke into an innocent smile. You know, you should invite Chika over sometime. Huh? I can meet her while I'm still between jobs. Aww. There was nothing on her mother's right hand. With her previous episode, she failed to achieve the minimum requirement for a part-time worker seal. And so, in accordance with the P3 law, her seal had been taken away. Oh, don't worry about that. I'll get it better in a jiffy, so do it for me. Hooray! This promise of hers? Without this promise, Mari Sugawa Arara would not be so racked with guilt or regret right now. Breaking time always felt festive. Cheery topics about fashion and vacations made up most of it. She realized that the human relationships in her class were akin to politics. Yet all that remained beyond Mari Sugawa Arara's reach. She simply stayed quiet. She stayed quiet and studied. Mathematical formulas, foreign languages, minor historical wars. She valiantly tackled them all with pen and paper in hand. She felt like a loser. Ugly. Oh, she's not ugly. She's adorable. Arara knew that she would never be able to share their festivities. And so she continued to worry. The image of that friend her mother desired. What exactly was the right thing to do here? She couldn't stay like this. The anime-like Chika she created from her ideals wouldn't hold up to scrutiny. Discussions of her imaginary friend began to occur more and more frequently at the dinner table. To her juvenile, microscopic world, there existed nothing more dangerous. The fumbles around. As a result, she decided to observe them. Her classmates. The mates part of it felt a bit of a stretch, but she had no other point of reference. Takabiki, say ah! Oh, this is great! Miyochian, you've gotten even better at making sweets. What the heck? Get a room, you two. Seriously, I mean, right now, Takapi and Miyochian, my butt, go die on a fire. Hey, don't be like that. You guys are close, too. You could call yourselves whatever you want. You don't have to do it with a girlfriend, you know. We already do that, don't we, Masakachi? Yeah, let's use this bros only song of this thing, the bros only song of youth. This is it, thought Maru Sugawa Arara. She witnessed these examples of youth. Behind the school building with her sketchbook spread out.
突然どうしたの？アルエ。その方が仲良し感出るかなって。
Oh man, she's really talking to herself now.
今さら？でも確かにアルエの言う通りかも。それじゃあ、これからちーちゃんって呼ぶね。じゃあ私はアルエのことを。
Freeze. She was about to say Arue, but then her heart began to ache. She was used to this name. It was the nickname her mother used. She felt like she would tarnish it. And so with that unknown something circulating inside her body. Take 2.
じゃあ、私はアルエのことをアルルンって呼ぶ。いいよ。でも、本当にどうしていきなりあだ名なの？実はお母さんがね、チカちゃんをうちに連れてきなさいって言うんだ。それで本物の人間っぽくしなきゃって。
She touched upon it. The taboo. She brought reality into this place. Oh no, it's breaking down. She panicked. Maru Sugawa Arara's world would fall apart. She screamed with all her might, after fleeing into her safety zone. No, it's true. I'm serious, man. Sounds fishy. Believe me, I really heard it. It kind of rings a bell for me. Some rumor about one of our 7 mysteries. 7 mysteries. I remember a story about 7 mysteries. I want to, like, there's no way this would be this. No, they're not tied together. Are they? No. What if they were, though? Like, what if it was... What if, oh shoot, I can't remember what it was called now. Fetch. I did that short one not too long ago about the mysteries and about the murder in the school. What if it was the same school? That'd be so funny. You mean the one about hearing a girl scream from somewhere on campus during the after-school hours? Oh, fetch. Yeah, that's the one. What could it be? Could it be what Masakachi heard? Come to think of it, it was a girl's scream. Sounded like someone dying. Yeah, that sounds like totally a ghost. Are you serious? Apparently anyone who hears that scream will die within a week. What am I gonna do? Help me out, Takepoi. Hey, back off. You'll pass the curse on to me.
叫ぶのはもうダメだ。あれすっごいスッキリするのに代わりになるものなんて。
Aww. Her sketchbook. She opened it and contained her partially finished manga. A story full of romance and adventure. It was heavily influenced by the manga artist she liked, to the point of being almost a ripoff. Nonetheless, it was still undeniably the fruit of her and her friends' combined effort. You know, it's funny, a lot of people start out kind of copying what they do. Like, when I first started writing, my writing was terrible. It was me trying to emulate the people who I enjoyed reading, and oh, it was so bad. Even my YouTube channel, go look at my old stuff, I had no clue what I was doing. I was kind of doing what I thought I would want to do for fun and what other people were doing. It took me a little while to kind of decide that visual novels were the thing I wanted to really focus on. And that idea was so interesting because, like, the real reason why I focused on visual novels was because as I started playing them, I really fell in love with them. I'd already loved them before, but I really loved it. And I loved being able to talk about it, especially because I didn't know anyone else in my life, like it personally, who enjoyed them. And now here we are. We have like an actual channel here going, kind of. It's tiny, but still. I love it. While she was drawing it, she could be totally immersed in her own world. She tried calling out to her, but would that be wise? Would Chika's existence be tolerable in a safe haven of hers? She kept mulling over her decision in her heart. The result? Her friend made no response. That was just how it went.
ここの場所は私専用だったんだ。
The other one's for you too. This wide observatory made out of concrete. Its population amounted to just one girl. Her escapism from then could be summarized with single words. Void. 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 Breakdown. Acting. Void. Void. Trying. She ran up the stairway leading it to the rooftop. The stairway to her personal room. She did it many times. Indeed. Over and over again. And suddenly, yet inevitably, the curtains fell on Marisugawa Arara's world. Her breathing stopped. She collapsed on the stairs. The sound of that familiar labored breathing. Oh, that's just she had the same thing her mom has. Her consciousness faded away. The next thing she saw was a white ceiling. The familiar smell of medicine made it clear she was in a hospital. But she hasn't shown until now. It's genetic. We don't know. An episode. She could hear fragments of conversation. However, to the girl still wandering around in her slumber, the words meant nothing. As a product of her mental reversion to infancy due to the illness, she had this thought.
お母さんとお揃い。
No. I'm sorry, Ari. I'm so sorry. There's one thing she could hear very clearly. You ended up getting sick too, all because of me. From that day onward, for 34 months, Marisugawa Arara would be repeating a continuous cycle of death and rebirth. Wow. Over and over again. Dang. Oh, that must be horrible. And on that somber note, I think we're going to end it here. Jeez, this game is heavy hitting, doesn't it? Just right to the feels of the baseball bat. Can't imagine. See, and I feel bad because I've been complaining about my lungs for the last little while. I've got lung issues like asthma, but man, this is nothing. I really want Arara and Arara to make up. I really want them to. I think they're gonna figure it out. But gosh darn it, is it taking forever? I just want them to figure things out and be okay. I'm like Koiro here. Like Koiro and me are on the same page in a lot of this. Just want things to be okay. But we'll have to see. And man, these lung issues sounds terrible. 34 months of her pretty much on the brink of death. Oh, no wonder she had to drop out of school. That's terrible. That's like, yeah, 34 months. That's like, isn't that like almost 3 years? She must have just gotten out of hospital recently before all this started. That's really crazy. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me for Chuusotsu. It's really fun to see what's going on, and I'm really curious to see if they're going to be able to like reset again after the end of this week. That's probably the biggest question I have is, like, will they be able to continually reset, or are they going to eventually move forward? I just don't know. But we'll have to find out next time. So thank you so much for being here today. Thanks so much for joining me. And until the next video, watch me, or I'm just going to be next. I'll see you there.